Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today is the third lecture of new topic, that is forensic sexology, in which I will discuss two subtopics, and number one is remaining portion of medico-legal examination of female victim of rape, which includes genital examination and collection of specimens. Because the rest of the topic I have completed in previous lecture, today only I have to discuss genital examination and collection of specimens. Secondly, I will discuss today's main topic, that is medico-legal examination of victim of sodomy, whether male or female. So you know this term sodomy, rape and bestiality. But before that, it will be better to briefly review the previous lecture in which I started sexual offences and gave few basic terms like rape, sodomy and bestiality. Then took up what is a forensic medico-legal examination, its importance and application. Then started the first examination, that is of female victim of rape, and gave its importance and protocol or steps till the systemic examination. I hope you have got through previous two lectures, especially the second one, to connect it with today's lecture. Next. In this slide, I am going to take up the remaining part of previous topic, that is genital examination of female victim of rape and collection of specimens. And the genital examination in such case means the examination of vaginal canal or vagina, which is a female genital organ violated in rape. So this genital examination in this case will be called as vaginal examination. In a victim of sodomy, the genital organ which is not actually genital, but it is violated, and that is anus. So in that, the genital examination will mean examination of anus. And in a female offender or aggressor who commits the act of rape, the genital organ is penis, so it will be examination of penis. So it differs, genital examination differs from case to case. The place for this vaginal examination will be the medico-legal clinic of the hospital where victim is brought by police and is present there. A female attendant who is present during the examination. It is also legal requirement. Now, what will be position of the victim during examination? For conduction of examination, it will be lithotomy position, which will facilitate the examination. The steps of vaginal examination are 4 in number, that is inspection, bilateral traction, digital examination and specular examination. So step number 1 is inspection. I again repeat the steps: inspection, bilateral traction, digital examination and specular examination. The steps will be same in the examination of victim of sodomy as well, but the region will be different. Now step number 1 is inspection of the genital area. It should be done paying special attention to the condition of labia minora and labia majora, mons pubis and the adjacent parts of thigh to note any redness, swelling, lesion, bleeding and discharge from vulva. After that, examiner will see and note the injuries such as bruises or abrasions that have been discussed in general examination. Then he will notice the stains of blood, semen and other fluids. After that, he will check for loose hair of offender found anywhere on the body of victim and then collect them. Then he will examine the pubic hair bearing area to note whether the hair are soiled or matted. So what is soiled hair? That means soil means the outer layer of earth which contains mud or any other small particles or grass leaves, etc. So if these things, any of these things are present, that means pubic area is soiled, and that may point out the place where this act took place. Now what is matted? Matted hair means because of discharge and it became, the hair, pubic hair became wet and then they were dirty and wet and they became thick mass. That is called matted hair. Step number 2 of vaginal examination is bilateral traction. It is basically observation or inspection of labia to make hymen edges visible, to see its condition, whether it is intact or ruptured. A woman with intact hymen is called virgo intacta, which is torn during rape if she was previously virgin. So virgo intacta means the female is virgin, and the hymen will of course rupture during this act. Sometimes the hymen even in virgins is already ruptured due to other reasons such as sports, etc. The intact hymen closes the vaginal opening only partially. It's a membranous structure about 1 millimeter thick. Its edges may be straight, irregular or partly folded. Now we are discussing the anatomy of hymen. So it is irregular, it is 1 mm thick, its edges may be straight, irregular or folded, and there are few types of hymen such as semilunar, in which has a large opening. Number 2 is annular hymen, which has relatively smaller opening. Number 3, septate, with 2 openings which are usually unequal in size. And number 4 is imperforate hymen with no opening. So you should remember the names of different types of hymen. As told before, the first intercourse ruptures the hymen. in virgins. It is main sign of loss of virginity, also called defloration. The size and extent of a vaginal tear induced by forceful sexual act is an important feature. The findings can be seen or observed by placing both thumbs on 3 and 9 o'clock positions and apply lateral traction, that means a force pulling the edges towards sides. This stretches the hymen at 6 and 12 o'clock position, and any tears at these areas become visible. This examination is repeated all around and helps in determination of exact location of tears. The tears due to sexual violence are complete and situated posterolaterally, and they rarely extend beyond hymen. Now, if they extend, that means they may occur that in cases of great disproportion, that is where assailant is adult and victim is a child. If the victim is Virgo intacta, that means virgin, then step number 3 and 4 of a vaginal examination, which are coming next, that is digital and specular examination, are not done. So step number 3 or examination number 3 is digital examination. It is done by inserting gloved index finger of examiner in vaginal canal of the victim to assess the size, tone, tenderness and laxity of vaginal canal. Now, what is laxity? That means lack of rigidity or lack of firmness or looseness. The extent of laxity is assessed whether it admits easily one or more fingers. The method is index finger is introduced into vagina and its palmar aspect. That means palmar aspect of finger is moved all around over the vaginal epithelium to note number 1 the degree of lateral pressure over the index finger. Number 2, extent of ruginess. Actually, rugas are the folds of vaginal membrane. Their extent is felt on the bulb of fingers. So these two findings are done by index finger examination. The difference of tone and extent of ruginess is an index to differentiate habitual vagina, that means that is habitually used to sexual intercourse, from a non-habitual or virgin female. The rugi sites are absent in habitual vagina along with proportionate dilation of vaginal canal. Next is step number 4 is specular examination. It is performed only in sexually experienced women. An appropriate size speculum is introduced into the vagina to inspect the condition of vaginal mucosa, its ruginess, and to locate any bleeding, injury or any other condition of vaginal mucosa. The cervical portion of uterus can also be inspected during this stage. Vaginal rugae are marked in virgins and they gradually flatten or disappear proportionate to the number of sexual intercourse and are removed or erased after birth of children because they are destroyed. The examination may be painful in recent injury, but it is the only way to check vaginal mucosa, hence it can't be omitted. The bruises of Vaginal mucosa appear as dark brown areas on anterior wall in the upper third of vagina, being consistent with penile penetration. Laceration of vagina usually does not occur, but in cases of gross disproportion, especially in children, these lacerations may extend even to perineum. Now these were 4 steps of genital examination. After that, next step is collection of specimens in such cases. So in the book of Nasib Aman, chapter 9, you will find this collection of specimens list in table 9.11. That is comprehensive list for all types of medico-legal examinations in sexual offences. But if you get a question in prof, that will be case wise separately. So since there are 3 examinations in sexual offences, so you will have to take out the relevant material from this table and then write it. So today I only discussed the collection of specimens in a case of female victim of rape in this slide. So this collection is done during the course of examination to confirm allegation, to link the victim with the scene of crime and assailant. So the objective of this collection is to confirm the allegation, to link the victim with the scene of crime and assailant. So there are about 6 steps given. Number 1 is collection of clothes. Number 2, collection of loose and matted hair. Number 3, collection of swabs from different parts of body including vagina. And number 4 is scraping from under surface of nails of victim. Number 5 is sample of urine of victim. And number 6 is a control specimen. But then I take them one by one. Now coming to clothes. Now you have to collect, if you are a medical examiner or any medical examiner there, should collect the entire clothes of the victim having stains and soiling. Number 2, he will collect the loose and matted hair on the body of female victim. The loose hair may belong to the assailant and matted hair of pubic or belong to female. Number 3, collection of swabs from the body. So swabs from stains of semen from anywhere on body of the victim other than vagina. Then swabs from salivary stains from bite marks of the assailant. Then coming to vagina, you can collect swabs from 3 or 4 sites. Number 1 site is from interosseous or perineum area. Number 2 is from lower vagina. And number 3 is swabs from high vagina. And number 4 from posterior fornix with speculum into vagina. Next is collection of scraping from under surface of nails of victim. Now this is very important because these scraping will show the epithelium of the assailant because of resistance offered by victim to assailant. That means he did not consent to sexual intercourse, it was forceful and it was an act of rape. Only then it is to be punished in the Pakistani law. Next is sample of urine of victim for screening of drugs and venereal diseases. So the victim may be intoxicated by any substance for the purpose of rape. So if there is any drug given, that will be detected in the examination of urine. Number 6 is controlled specimen from victim of blood. Number 2, plucked hair, 2 each from head and pubic area. And number 3, saliva. So these specimens are collected and they are sent to forensic science laboratory for analysis via police. So that was all about the medico-legal examination of female victim of rape. That was first examination in sexual offences, and the second examination in sexual offences is medico-legal examination of victim of sodomy. And so in this, the steps or protocol is similar. So that is why I will not discuss all the steps which you were given in the first examination, which you have seen from the book also. There is a table which gives you list of steps. So you will again study from that table and from the book, and you will relate the relevant headings. When you are given a question from medico-legal examination of victim of sodomy, steps of examination, you will write all those points which I am not mentioning here because I have already discussed those headings. So under those headings you have to give examination of sodomy. So I will take up genital examination and collection of specimens in a victim of sodomy today. So there is and what is the genital area in this examination of sodomy? That is anal canal, or you call it anus. So in this the place of examination is again, that is medico-legal clinic. The position of the victim of sodomy for examination purpose is knee elbow. In this position the examiner will get maximum findings. Other steps you can relate, like history, pre-examination, determination of identity, examination of body, and systemic examination. This you can make out from the previous knowledge. Now steps of genital examinations are inspection, bilateral traction, digital examination, and specular examination. The names of these steps are the same as in the first examination, but here the region is different. Region is anal canal. So inspection of anus is done to know its condition. It may be shaved to get a better view. It may have bruise or fissures and seminal stains. Normal anal orifice is a slit-like opening, and the surrounding skin shows marked natural grooves due to corrugate cutis ani muscles. This is the normal structure of anus. Local sign of first anal intercourse is redness, bleeding, tear of anal skin, and underlying sphincter. Anal fissures or tear may extend into anal mucosa. That was about inspection. Next point is bilateral traction of anal sphincter. It locates the position of anal tears and makes them visible as triangular damages having bases towards the center of canal. So there is a picture given in chapter 9. You can see the diagram and you will better understand this step. Step number 3 is digital examination. This may be painful. It indicates size, tone, and extent of dilatation of anal sphincter. A habitual passive agent, that means who he or she is used to sodomy acts, is loose. showing absence of normal anal folds and margins appear smooth. Anal canal is petulous, that means it spread widely apart or distended in such case, and it may also be infected. Step number 4 is specular examination of anus is done with a suitable size speculum. It is introduced and then gradually withdrawn to visualize condition of anal mucosa for any findings like presence of any bleeding, bruising and swelling. Bruising of mucosa appear as dark brown areas. And the last slide today is collection of specimens in a victim of sodomy. Again it is under 6 headings which I told you in the previous examination, that is clothes, loose and matted hair, swabs, scrapings, urine and controlled sample. So since the region is different, so swabs will be collected from different areas. So it follows the same order except collection of swabs from anal region, it is not from vaginal region. So I will mainly discuss swabs collection from anal area. So in case of sodomy, from the victim or clothes having stains and any other part of the body, and swabs are taken from perineal, anal and lower rectal regions. With that I conclude this lecture. Thank you.